EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us in the Hoosier State at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. Oh, the first play, and he is intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Kenneth Murray. And he's going to bring this one back. Less than a minute into the game, it's a pick six and an early touchdown. Now the try for an extra point. He's got it. And the Colts are very quickly out to a 7-0 lead. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. They'll run it here. It is the rookie from Tennessee. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Mims sent in motion here. That's caught left side by Ingram. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
He was looking for Marvin Mims there, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. The Broncos bringing out their punter. Now, how about this? It's a fake. Oh, what a mess here. It is intercepted. Picked off by Tarvarius Ward. And the Colts are going to take over just shy of midfield.
Oh, and they brought the heat trying to block the punt. But without the open target he was relying on, the punter turned quarterback has nowhere to go with the ball. That pressure helped create a sense of panic and led to a throw right towards that defender.
On the ground for the first time, here comes Jonathan Taylor. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Well, we knew coming into this one, Mike, that we were going to see a lot of this guy, and we knew we'd see a lot of him early. And if that first play is any indication of the rest of this game, this defense is going to have their hands full containing him.
Richardson to throw it here on first down. He'll air it out down the middle. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast. And tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing.
And he will score. Touchdown Colts. His 6th touchdown now for the season. Mevis good on the extra point. And the Colts move out on top 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Now a give up the middle. And he's going to have a Broncos first down. Good running. Gets him to about the 44.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack. And it's clear why.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, here's Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
You can see in the eyes of the quarterback, he's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And he looks up, he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. The defense dialed in. He's going backwards on that one. Taken down back at his own 5.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. They've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least 1 first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
The Colts about to kick this one away, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return going. Here's 1st and 10. Mims sent in motion here. Now a run on 1st down. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happy. Going to lose a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire 1st half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Mims sent in motion here. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field, and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
On first down, they'll start with Taylor. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short. They'll go again here with Taylor. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
Out of the shotgun, Richardson. That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A pair of first downs gives them 1st and 10, up at the 40. On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 45. That's the safety, Talanoa Hufanga on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. At the 45-yard line. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
And this offense is now really on the move, Mike, and it's the passing game that's leading the way. They've been able to march their way downfield thanks to this aerial attack, so don't expect them to go to the ground game anytime soon. If I'm this play caller.
And he's in. Touchdown, Indy. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. And this one is picked off. It's Juju Brents. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. At the 37-yard line. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. On play action, Richardson. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They go right back to Taylor. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? On 3rd down, here's a run by Taylor.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
The Colts now going to send out their field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Colts extend the lead to 24-0.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. His drive will start on the ground. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll stick with him again. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Now a 3rd and 2. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half, and good enough for a 1st down.
It's been a rough 1st half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into
under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing, Nix. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Colts have got it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Talanoa Hufanga.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the 3rd or 4th read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Mims sent in motion here. Nix now on 1st and 10. He's across midfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
1st and 10. Back to throw is Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it. 2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their 2nd. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this 2nd quarter. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Mims sent in motion here. Up the middle they go. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. Throwing is Nix. And for the 3rd time in this 1st half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts will take over at their own 14-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
Oh, he tried to keep the play alive, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Dre Greenlaw.
All right, so that's consecutive drives now. You've come out here and thrown interceptions. I think at this point, Mike, it's time to run the ball. It's time to give this offense a little bit of a reset, settle this quarterback down. And if nothing else, let's cool off this secondary. They are flying to the ball. They are taking chance after chance. Let's remove them from the defense for a while, make them defend the run, and let's get our offense back on track.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. He'll get this out wide. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's Nix to throw. That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Nick Cross. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field, following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend. But as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And showing a little versatility as he takes this one forward up to the 34, a pickup of 9. So, we've come upon halftime here in Week 17, as we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach. Thank you. Two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. A safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Richardson will give it to Taylor. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Dre Greenlaw in on the tackle.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. A throw on the move is caught. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They face 2nd down and 7. On the handoff, it's Taylor. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game.
And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The extra point try forthcoming. He knocks it through. And the Colts move out even further ahead. It is now 31-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Jaleel McLaughlin now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They'll throw. It's Nix. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, the one thing that we used to say is it didn't matter how good you were or how long you played. Eventually, you were just going to have one of those days, and I think for this quarterback, he's got to be able to move on from this pretty quickly because this is about as bad a day in the office as you can imagine.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over. Now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they dig in and at least force a field goal?
Here's a run with their tight end. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. They'll work the middle here with Taylor. He brings it down to the 5-yard line, but now it is 3rd and goal. From the gun, Richards, that's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Jones.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. He's going to keep it himself.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Richardson to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
A second down throw for Richardson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Here's Richardson. Going to keep this himself. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up third down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 8.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. Open man, left side. He's got it. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. Now it is 1st and goal. On the give, this is Taylor. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal. Ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Colts. Mevis, good on the extra point. And the Colts keep rolling right along. 38-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. McLaughlin now on the return. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard.